Most players think artifacts are useless at level 1, but some of them prove them completely wrong. How can a level 1 artifact change the entire battle? Let me show you and why it actually matters. I will cover the counterattack boost, the damage reductions, the free taunts of course, and the hidden defense stats. Also the attack of the artifact. So I'm going to start right away with the counterattack. And obviously the first question that comes to the people's minds is, does level 1 even matter for counterattack? And here we're talking about more defensive artifacts, maybe like Spiritbone Torque. I don't have all the artifacts, but yeah, I'm going to give just an example, this one. But also I can include the new one that's presenting Call of Dragons, and this is Serpent Age, and there is other artifacts like for example Deathless Vines and etc. Now why at level 1 those artifacts boost a lot your counterattack? And the simple reason is it's just increasing the survivability. Imagine if you have a troop that is receiving 1000 damage and is doing a counterattack for 1000 damage. If you increase the HP of this troop, something that the artifacts are giving, and in the same time you increase also the defense, the damage that troop is going to receive is going to be less, but in the same time is going to continue giving this 1000 counterattack. So you're receiving 600 or maybe 700 damage, and in the same time you continue doing a counterattack for 1000 damage. And this is just by the stats. Let's start from there. Now there's other artifacts that is even more powerful, like Serpent Age or Spiritbone Torque, where for the next 15 seconds the Legion gets 30% HP. Because this one is a more like control artifact, as you can see from the small video. This one directly is boosting your Legion by 30%. Now, at max level, I think it was something like 60% increasing the HP. So imagine how strong is going to be your Legion when it's having this artifact. Absolutely same for the Spiritbone Torque. Spiritbone Torque is even helping you, let's say it like this, doing more damage by taunting the enemy. There is a lot of ways to use the Spiritbone Torque. It was the best infantry artifact so far in the Call of Dragons. Things change obviously with the new artifact, because right now you don't need actually to taunt anybody because everybody's just targeting you. If you're infantry on the battlefield, everybody targeting you first. Maybe if there is a cavalry, people are targeting cavalry more faster. But yeah, with this increased survivability, because here we're not talking only about the taunt that you're going to receive, but also you're getting shelter and determination for 30 seconds, which is 15% more defense. This is at level 1, and normal attack damage taken minus 5%. We already have, for example, from Goresh attack resistance. We already have Iron Quad from the infantry units by themselves, which is having these stacks that's reducing for each stack by 5% the normal attack, and the total stacks is 8, so you can reduce basically the normal range attack by 40%. So from there is coming the huge reduction of the attack and the damage the infantry is receiving. Obviously with the new heroes presented in Call of Dragons, Kuma and Li Kuan, things change even more, because Kuma is draining the HP and boosting his own HP. And imagine if Kuma do a blink play. It's just so crazy to actually kill this Legion. Okay, with the blink maybe it's going to be one idea more easy, but you know, with the Spiritbone Torque or maybe the new artifact that I always forgot his name, Serpent Age, things become absolutely wild, and this Legion is extremely hard to be killed. And at the same time it continued doing a counterattack. Li Kuan is even doing decent amount of damage. But that's not the point. The point here is at level 1 some of the artifacts is going to still boost your survivability and your counterattack. Obviously we're talking about here for the infantry, but it's the same with the rest of the artifact. And I can actually give a mage one. At level 1 Thunder Elegy, we're going to see that here we're getting Legion HP. This is going to increase the survivability of the Legion, but you know, for every troop things are a little more different. So let's talk about Thunder Elegy and why it's extremely valuable at level 1. This is the other type of artifact. One of the type of the artifacts is you're getting half of the boost at level 1, and obviously there's going to be some extensions and leveling up, which the boost there become with smaller numbers. It's not like double the amount you're receiving in form of damage, in form of some buffs, or in form of some debuffs. And Thunder Elegy, yeah, I just check Thunder Elegy, I go at the skills and it's like Thunderfield. You're receiving the best thing this artifact is created for at level 1, and this is every second up to 5 enemy legions is designated circle. So you're stacking this 5 enemy legion in one circle at level 1 for 5 seconds. Any fixed silence cannot cast rage skill for 5 seconds. You're getting the best from this artifact at level 1, and that's why I think at level 1 is very underestimated. We're going to go also over the artifacts that at level 1 they're not that good, okay? But there is some artifacts that are extremely valuable at level 1, and Thunder Elegy is also one of the proof artifacts that is still going to serve you extremely well. Now you also do skill damage factor. I remember when Thunder Elegy came to Call of Dragons, people was frustrated. It was like, yo guys, this artifact is not doing any kind of damage, but if you get 750 per second for 5 seconds, you're going to see pretty decent amount of damage from this artifact. On top of that is sticking the enemy in the circle and silence them. So at level 1 you're getting the best from the control point. At the last level you're going to get the best from the skill damage factor, and obviously we're having some damage reduction, but as mage main, as a mage player, you're going to need damage taken reduction if you're not that careful with your legion and you end up in a situation where you just get attacked from so many places. Still, these days there is a lot of blink infantry, you can get catch it and etc. So it's a nice plus, but you're getting everything at level 1. Now let's talk about some artifacts that is good to be level 5 because you're not getting that much, and I can actually say this is for Phoenix Eye. At the level 1 you're going to get 200 damage. That's all that you're going to get. 2000 damage. This is everything you're going to receive from this artifact. Nothing less, nothing more, not some extra boost, that damage reduction or artifact damage and etc. It's just 2000, that's all. So this is one of the artifacts that definitely want to have at level 5. Other artifact I can actually point is Mirage Orb. I'm currently working over this bad boy here, and the main reason is, and I obviously my Phoenix Eye is level 5, so I don't need any other investment in this artifact. Maybe Exampor is going to be nice, but I'm very far away from Exampor and this type of things. But for the Mirage Orb I can scale up here and actually level up this artifact, and that's why I actually focus over this artifact, not the artifact that like Thunder Elegy for example. And this artifact is not only for each level giving pretty decent. Here we are starting from 3000, can go to 6000. I have seen crazy reports from the Mirage Orb hitting for 170k. This is like more from half of the Legion is going to disappear just by one Mirage Orb hit, which is crazy. And on top of that you're getting 2 targets that are going to get hit for 2000 in extra, which is also crazy amount of damage. Artifact skill damage do bonus is even increasing with each level. That's why you're going to see crazy numbers with the Mirage Orb, especially if you're hitting some marksman team with the Mirage Orb. It just huge amount of damage. And this artifact is it's nice at level 1, but his power is at the level 5, where you basically go and manually select one archer, and this archer team is directly sent at home. It's just how the things are working with some of the artifacts. Some are extremely good at level 1, others need level 5, the third one you're getting the best value at level 1, and etc. So don't underestimate level 1 artifacts. And on top of that, the major now about the stats for the artifact, here is something that we cannot actually change that much. For example, Legion HP, yeah, it's nice for the mages, it's going to increase the survivability, but at the end of the day the mages are hitting from very far away, and if you hit from very far, only for the counterattack you may need some Legion HP, but you don't need that much survivability stuff. You still need, don't get me wrong, it's not like go all in for the attack, but it's way more different when you have HP damage reduction for infantry and HP damage reduction for mages. And this is just one example. And I want to point one more artifact at the end of the day, especially for level 1. And this is one of the best artifacts for me, for mage, if not the best one. Now, some people is going to say, yo, Mirage Orb is way better. For your personal merits, that is correct. I want to say that if you're looking to make crazy amount of merits, maybe this is the worst artifact you want to pick. But if you want to defeat your enemy on the battlefield, Breath of Gigantris is the way to go, and that's why I actually get this bad boy. Now this artifact is little more different from the rest of the artifacts, and it's a support artifact. And what he is doing is basically targeting up to 10 enemies. Imagine 10 enemies get defense break 16% for 20 seconds. Now, why I think this artifact is nice at level 1, it's just if you go to level 5, it's only going to double the defense reduction, but if you have him at level 1, it's just going to give you 16%, level 5 32%. So for me, the investment for 32% is way hard just to double what the Breath of Gigantris is going to give me. So this is another example where the artifact on level 1 is very valuable, and you don't need to make the crazy investments. And if you do the crazy investments, you're going to get better attributes or debuffs or whatever. But from 16 going to the 32 is not that much, it's just double. But in same time you have to level the artifact 5 times. And maybe one more artifact I'm going to point, and this is the staff. The staff play, or the thing that people use on every troop. This is staff or propert. This one is extremely valuable at level 1, it's extremely valuable at last level. It's just reducing the cooldown, so you can do a staff play every 3 hours. At level 1 is going to be 7 hours. So here strongly depends how much your alliance are doing staff play. Lately not much actually, I see alliances are doing staff play, and I don't think it's that big organization. You just need one dude with quack of stealth with cavalry going on the enemy side, and everybody starts teleporting. I think people actually stop doing that much because, you know, when you do a staff play, everything is going to go in the hospital. But in the same time, you have crazy advantage when you do the staff play. First of all, the enemy gets surprised, and you get decent amount of people at one place. You don't need somebody to reinforce or something like this. So this is other artifact that is good at level 1, and if your alliance is extremely active from point of staff play, is going to be very valuable and on the last level. So yeah, I was looking to make this video just because right now I'm keeping some of my artifacts level 1 and some of them I continue leveling up, and obviously just to share my thoughts behind why I'm doing that. And of course this is my personal opinion over this whole artifact thing. Artifacts and pets become even more important from the heroes itself, especially the pets in Call of Dragons. So, you know, if you have some artifacts that is giving like 70% from the main purpose you're having this artifact at level 1, you can just keep this artifact at level 1, is going to be absolutely fine. So yeah, don't forget guys to hit one like on the video if you enjoyed. Also subscribe to this channel. I wish you a great day, and obviously see you in the next video.